Hey historians, welcome to Decoding the Test and a quick look at the Cold War. As always, there's a ton of stuff I would want you to know about the Cold War to fully understand it. And if you want that high-level score, you'd know the details that you see on the screen in front of you. What we're going to do today, however, in this video is look at where the test has focused in the past. With the Cold War, it's been a few different areas. It's been the economic boom of the Eisenhower years. It's been the crisis moments. It's been the Vietnam War. It's been executive power, it's been detente, and finally it's been the containment and domino theories. But today, we're going to look at the Korean War. It's also known as the Forgotten War, which actually makes it surprising that it appears again and again on the history tests. The Forgotten War, not so forgotten. What do we need to know about it? Really, we can sum it up in two things. First, the Korean War is a result of the containment policy of the United States. Now, there's a whole other video on containment and the domino theory that you can watch, but in essence, the containment theory is that we're going to keep communism where it's at. We will not let it expand. When North Korea, which was communist, invaded South Korea, which was democratic, that challenged that containment theory. And so we decided to support the South Koreans in order to keep communism in North Korea, contain it. You also need to know that it really was the first test of the United Nations. The Korean War was a United Nations venture. It was not America versus North Korea. It was a United Nations peacekeeping force versus North Korea. Now, that was made up in large part by American forces, but still, it's a United Nations venture. Now, if you can know those two things, you should be good to go. Let's look at the questions. What was the primary reason for U.S. involvement in East Asia during the early 1950s? Now, nothing in there says Korea. It says East Asia, and you get a date, the 1950s. Early 1950s is the dates of the Korean War. That could be helpful to know. So why did we get involved? Let's look through the answer choices. F. North Korean attempts to unify the peninsula challenged the U.S. policy of containment. North Korea invading the South challenged our policy of containing communism. That's why we get involved. Let's look at the next question. Which quotation from President Harry S. Truman offers a reason for U.S. involvement in the conflict between North Korea and South Korea? This is almost the same question that we just looked at, but wrapped up in a quote. It's like, give us a quote that says, hey, our policy of containment was challenged. In this case, it's answer choice H. Communism has passed beyond the use of subversion and will now use armed invasion in war. North Korea is communist, it's moving into the South, it is challenging containment. Our last question. During the Korean War, what prevented the southern part of the peninsula from falling permanently to the invading forces? In this case, the involvement of UN forces under the command of the United States. And this is where knowing that this is a UN venture, a United Nations venture, becomes important. So what do you need to know about the Korean War? You need to know that it starts when the communist North Koreans invade the South. You need to know that the United Nations, led by the United States, provided troops to support the South Koreans. And you need to know that we did that as part of our policy of containment, of containing communism where it existed, not letting it spread. If there's no questions, comments, or screams of angst, I will see you in the next video.